So I've just come out of North Anston, vlogging it. I've done a video on that. This is a crossroads. I think this is a boundary between them both, rather than the River Ryton down there. So I'm going to come up into South Anston. It's quite a bit smaller than North Anston. When I was younger, it was more like the working class, etc. in North Anston, and more your middle class up in South Anston. But I think times have changed now. Some people really like being on camera. We're just going to come up to St James's Church. So like North Anston, South Anston's really exploded with new builds, and it was really the bachelor state. And I think that was about the time that Midland Bank and the Manpowers came up to Sheffield. I remember going to like a Pathfinders group in one of the houses on the Bachelor, and it was like, the house was ginormous. So we're at St James's Church. I've done a longer video on it, but I thought I'd just let you see it. Both my sisters were married here, both christened. I was confirmed Church of England here. That's a good view, isn't it, that? In fact, I might actually use that for my overview. So that was a nice shot of the church through there. Now the St James's Church Hall in North Anston I've come past, but they also added this on to the side of the church. So this is like a church hall kind of thing. Now if you carried on walking through here, I'll just show it you. Sort of fits in, that was done in 1992. If you carried on walking up through here, there used to be this fantastic old rectory. It just wasn't just a rectory, there used to be like a big grassed area where they had the summer fakes and everything, and now it's just an housing estate. So the Church of England, how many buildings are they sitting on? And they were happy to erase some fantastic heritage just here. It used to be fantastic. We used to go to Pathfinder groups in the church, in the rectory, and then we'd have a summer fetes and things, and it's all gone and just replaced with houses. It's just, to me, I wish the Church of England had walked the talk. Sat on billions, aren't they? That's why they've got, they did have a chief executive who was an ex-oil CEO, and he was there, I think, purely to keep an eye on the money for them, because that's what the church seems to be more about, the money. Sitting on billions, aren't they? And how much land, etc. So just here we've got another farm. What was the farm on the left? This isn't anymore, and it's been all converted, and this was Scoley's farm. Now Mr. Scoley used to be one of the church chaplains, I think, if that's what they call them. Or is it? I can't remember the name of it, but they were sort of gave the backup to the vicar, but I don't know what you can see of this, but we lost so many farms, so you can see it's called Church Farm Court, and right in the middle of it you can see the old farm building there. Let's have another look around here, this corner. So just here, I think it was on this corner, if I got it right, there used to be some sort of watchmakers. Somebody else may remember, I'm sure there was a watchmakers here, or a jewellers or something years and years ago. But so much of these are rebuilds versus the original buildings. But there's a high street here with no shops on it, and it makes me wonder if in the past on High Street there was a lot more shops, or there were shops, as opposed to where the shops are now. So I'm just going to show you, I was going to buy an house. This was in the 1990s and I was so disappointed when it fell through. It was the top end of the chain decided not to sell. I'll show it you. But the reason I'm also showing it you is there's an old manor farmhouse up here as well. And I think this belonged to Dr. Batty. So I keep mentioning doctors' names, they own all the big houses. But I think Dr. Batty's probably dead a long time ago, and the other doctor I mentioned, he'll still be alive, but I don't think he lives around here anymore. This is Manor Farm, just here. As you can see, I don't know how well you can see it for the sun, it's a strange sort of light around here, but so that's Manor Farm. And I was going to buy one of these down here. So it's a 2-bedroom house, I think it was this one, where there's a burglar alarm hanging off. I was going to buy that. It had a garage as well. One of those things I couldn't control that, I was happy to have it. I think back then it was going to be about 48,000 quid. Just show you another view of the church. Those clouds are starting to burn away, but I was expecting clear blue sky today. That's the reason I came to film. It's sort of burning up a bit, the white stuff. So we're on Sheffield Road because I think, this is my understanding, the original A57 used to come through South Anston, through here and up here, and now it sort of bypasses it in the middle. There you can see Sheffield Road. So this, I think, is Main Street, or High Street, sorry. This is High Street along here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you can see it's High Street, but there's no shops on it. It's just so weird. But there's a few buildings here I want to show you later, but what I'll do is I'll take you on the main the street where all the shops are. Now we've not lost one pub in Anston and Dinnington. I think it's 4 pubs left. Sorry, we've not lost one pub in North Anston and South Anston, but we've only got one left in Dinnington, which is the Squirrel. So we've got the Loyal Trooper here, supposed to have got links with the Civil War. Can't see anything for that lorry, it's a shame, but I'll be able to show you a different angle. They do sell food in there now. I mean, I think it was more bar meals when I went in. So there's the Loyal Trooper. We've got a tandoori hut here. I'll just walk on the other side of the road. So we've got Anston Parish Council. There's not a South Anston and a North Anston, so you've got a board there, you've got pharmacy there. There used to be a really good women's clothes shop. I didn't shop in it myself, but I know it was here. We've got Cakes by Nancy. I don't know, that's shut. Got Air there, beauty salon. Then we've got the Leeds Arms. It's probably the first pub I started going in, along with the Wee Willie back then. But there used to be a landlady in there called Connie before I actually used to go in, and I think they doubled the size of it because that's bigger than the original building, and she used to serve you in pitchers, so she poured it out of a pitcher Times were different back then, but it is a nice village, South Anston. I'll just turn round, but the sun might be too much on it. If I can get like down at a lower angle, you might just see it better. But I had some good nights in there back in the 80s. So we've got the Methodist Church. So that's the original Methodist Church. It's now the church hall. This is a church now. So I was wondering then if I could show you the White Lady, and I might be able to. I'm just speaking to somebody, but the fire service has come in to give her advice. So there's the original Wesleyan Chapel. It says, can I see it? 1871. I don't know if you can see it up there, 1871. And this one, I'm told by the lady, was built about 1930, yeah. But there must have been a lot more farms around here. I've shown you Manor Farm, and I've shown you, I think it was Peter Scully's farm. And I'm sure there's a lot more farms here, but we've got the local post office, Go Local. Store as well. I'm just going to have to show you Gary Lomas's business, otherwise I'll be in trouble if I don't show you. This is Gary Lomas's business, local butcher. Gary's from, I think, Darnell. We got that right. That'll take you back down to day 57. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of these big houses up here. It was lovely catching up with Gary. I can't show you what's in his shop because it's cleared up for the day. But I do rib him. Gary's a big Wednesday supporter and he's got United colours on his shop. So we'll just pop up and see some of these big houses up here. But when I was at school, some of them from South Anston thought they were better than us from North Anston. It were quite clear. They did have bigger houses, there were no doubt about that. So here's the Remembrance Garden. So it is open just for 2 hours. That's shocking, really, that. You can see information on the Houses of Parliament just there. And there was something else in here as well. There was something from the Houses of Parliament, like I don't know if it was a chimney or something like that, but it seems to have gone. Just seeing what else I can see. I can't show it yet. But something's gone missing from here, from my memories. But it's so wrong that it's shut off, other than 2 hours a week. People can't just come and sit in here anymore, and the excuse is antisocial behaviour. Well, you can put a camera up, can't you? In fact, on that notice board you can see like some sort of thing, and I'm sure on the right hand side with like a pointy thing, I'm sure that was in this garden before. I could be wrong, but I'm sure it was. But we've also, in the church, we've actually got the White Lady, and I was hoping I could show it you, but it's whether they're actually there when I get back. And that White Lady was gifted to the people of Anston. So this is the Backle estate. These were the really posh houses in the past, back in the 70s, compared with everywhere else. Absolutely massive 5-bedroom, and the lounges were ginormous. I think this was at the same time as Midland Bank came north, and also the Manpower people. but it went from being a farming community to being more residential, and I'm sure there's so much has gone from round here, but I thought I'd just show it you and you get an appreciation. A lot of them are probably new builds, and then there'll be some originals. In fact, when I've just shown you West Bank, I'm sure where that show house was another farm building at one bit. So that's another farm gone, if I remember rightly, where West Bank Drive is. That was a show home for years and years. I'm sure that was originally the farm building, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. So we're on West Street coming up to Crowgate, and I thought I ought to show you some of the houses on here, and some of them, I can't believe what they're building at the moment, and you'll see it in a moment. So this is the other end of High Street. It's one way up here. I think there's one building here I want to show you. If I just turn around in a moment, that's just a coach house, but I think some of this is people just making it out that it's a coach house. But I think that might have been some important building. I can't remember 100% whether that was something to do with the Turner family or not. The Turner family, the people who quarried around here, made all the money, while the other people did all the hard work. That's typical, innit, that? So, coming on to Crowgate, there's some wonderful houses, but there's some modern builds on here, and you just wait till you see them. So we're on Axel Lane here, but one of the things you see more and more is people are hiding their houses. So Axel Lane, this has appeared recently, so I don't know what this is about, the Limes Axel Lane. So I don't know if this belongs to somebody's house or whether this has been put here by the council, I don't know. But it says, I want to try and show you this building, but I don't know if I can show it you from here. You can see their houses around here. So that'll take you across the fields to Todwick. This is one side of the house, but we never used to have all these trees up. You used to be able to see these houses standing proudly, and they didn't have all this security around them either. So you can just see here, there was an house here, and they've shifted an awful lot of earth out of here. So there was an older house, probably 1930s, 40s house here, or even 1900. We'll look at this next one in a moment. So you can see this is a new house just there. Look at that. So I think that's got a steel frame on it. I just want to show you one last thing up here. It's quite important because this was the headquarters of the Kiverton Rural District. There's about 25,000 people in it back in before 1974, before Rotherham Borough took us over. About 25,000, but the population of Kiverton Rural District, which was Kiverton, Anston, Dinnington, Wales, are probably much higher than that now. But this was the headquarters. I'll show it in a moment. You'll only know because there's some trees there, a line of trees, if it's still there. So for many years we've got Parkston Place, was actually an old people's home, but before it was the Kiverton Rural District head office, and you could come here and pay your rates. But I'm getting a feeling they butchered it. Looks like they butchered it, to tell you the truth. Because these trees came right down to here as far as I remember. See these big trees? And then they're around there as well. But I think this may have been something to do with the Turner family. It was a big old house, and then the big old house extended some offices onto the side of it, and then it became the old people's home. And that's where I first found the white lady in there. I came up one day for something, and I find so many things out. So that's Parkston Place, and I think we should sever away from Rotherham Borough, as I keep saying. I'd like to go back to the rural district, but that probably wouldn't be possible. But to cut away as Rother Valley and would invest in Rother Valley and the local towns, it'd be fantastic. I don't think Rotherham have served as well. Not like the Kiverton Rural District. They helped us fund the swimming baths. And things was just so much better in those days. I just want to show you this one last thing. We're on the Kiverton Road here, but there's actually a football pitch here. But I think it's only boys football now, I don't think. But there's no Sunday League in Worksop anymore. It would have been a Sunday League team at one bit, but they've got changing rooms and whatever. And there's a farm behind here, so that's another farm. But this farm is still a going farm. Whether he does it for a living, I don't know, or whether it's a hobby, I'm not sure anymore. But you can see the lovely area around here. And if you carry on down here, it'll bring you down to the Chesterfield and Worksop Canal. So that's it, over and out. If you can like the video, follow the channel and click on notifications to get new videos in the future, I'd appreciate that.